Hello guys, and welcome to my video review of the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. This is one of the most anticipated phones of 2016, and it has a lot of hype and a lot of expectations to live up to. And my goal is to see what it does live up to and what it doesn't live up to. So as you see here, I have the box. Let's just take a quick look around it. You have the Samsung branding here with a really nice type of font with cool colors. I have the 32GB version. It's the black Onyx one. And this is the European one, so I have the Exynos 8890 chipset. So it's a 64 octa-core processor. I got 4 gigs of RAM. I got this beautiful Quad HD Super AMOLED curved 5.5 inch screen. I had a dual pixel 12 megapixel camera, and I have a 5 megapixel camera for front selfie taking, and both of them have f1.7 aperture. And then what's really cool is the dust and water resistance. And I also have wireless charging. I have Knox security, I have 32GB of memory as mentioned before. So let's take a look at how we open this box. You actually open this by a little magnetic mechanism here. You open it like an envelope, like this. You see, like this. It's not the norm or what Samsung did before when you opened it up like in two pieces. You just open this up and the box fell apart and became into two pieces. That's gone now, and I actually like this a lot more. It just looks a lot cleaner and better. So let's take a look here at the phone itself now. I've already been using this for a week, so as you can see it's already unboxed, but basically what you get in the package is your charger, you get your headphones in a nice little box inside the box, and you get your SIM card removal. You get all these papers as usual, manuals, warranty stuff, you get your charging brick, your cable, and you also get, what's really neat is that you get, for this micro USB cable, you get an adapter to regular USB. And actually I think I have it in here, so let's see, I think that's the only thing I have left in this little package. Let's see. Well, here are all the manuals, just quickly, as you can see. That's just my SIM card. But here you can see this little guy. So basically what you do is you plug this into your phone. You can put in hard drives and jump drives and all that stuff. So it works like an OTG cable, which is really cool. And there you can see also the little case you get for your headphones, which is really neat too. But now let's get on to the phone itself. And as we were looking at the bottom here, you can see that you will have your headphone jack, you will have your antenna band there, you will have your micro USB cable, you will have your mic, your speaker grill, and then also another antenna band there. And we can take a look at the front here and see what that gives us. Basically what we can see here is we get another microphone, and there is the SIM card and micro SD card slot. They actually added that micro SD card support back, which is just great. And we can have a look at this side here. We can see that we actually have two buttons here. It looks like two buttons, but what this is the volume rockers. And I really liked what Samsung did here, because these ones feel like they are two separate buttons, which makes it feel really high quality, and when you press them it just feels really premium. Much better than when it's just one button that you press up and down. And that's basically it. For the back we have our 12 megapixel camera, as I said before, we have our flash, we have our heart rate sensor, Samsung body, Samsung branding, and you have this huge Gorilla Glass panel which attracts a lot of fingerprints, and it's really fragile because I already got two scratches up here and there that you can't really see on camera, but they're there. So I'm definitely having put a case on this one, and I actually have a case coming in soon, so I'll be doing a review on that, so stay tuned. And on the front we have front face camera, speaker grill for phone calls. You have your sensors there. You can see the notification light that is blinking up there, which is really handy. And what you can also see here is the always on display, which I'm gonna come into a little bit later. And let's see here on the bottom we have the fingerprint reader in standard fashion Samsung way. If I turn this on, you can see back button and multitask button. And that's basically it for the outside of the phone. Let's now dive into the software. So here is the lock screen, as you can see here. So this is what you are greeted with. This is the stock home screen, and you have two shortcuts here. that you can actually customize to whatever app you want. And then you will get your notifications here, as you see. So I have some notifications here. I can pull down on it to explore more, or I can just swipe them away like this. Or to unlock my phone, I can either pull up here, or I can type in passcode. That's obviously wrong, and then or I can just put my thumb on the fingerprint scanner and boom, I'm in. So once we're in here, this is just the regular pages of apps and widgets like with any launcher that you can put on here. But what's different with the Samsung TouchWiz launcher is that you can swipe all the way to the left and you will get this flipboard breathing thing. Some people will hate it, some people will love it, and I'm not sure. It's fine, I guess, but I usually have it turned off, or actually I'm not even using normally this launcher, but I'm doing this review as the phone out of the box, as Samsung intended it to be. But I'm gonna do another video on why I'm not using this launcher and which one I'm using instead and compare them, so stay tuned for that as well. But what you can do if you don't like that flipboard thing is that you can hold on the home screen. Let's see if I manage to do this. Hold. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. I'm not sure why. Sometimes it just doesn't want to show up. As you can see here, it's hard sometimes. There we go. So you can actually turn this off or on just by toggle here. And then you can do your widgets, go in there, you can go to the theme engine, and you can go to the screen grid. And here you can actually change how many icons you can put on, the icon size, so you can put on more here, which is pretty handy. But for me, I just like when they're a little larger, so 4x4, 4x4 is just fine by me. And then you can go into your apps, and here are all your apps that you don't have put on, or here are all your apps, plus and minus those you have on your home screen or not. So that is pretty cool. This is nothing special with this one, it's just like this. Okay, so now that was just a little quick overview. Let's just show the notification pull down here, and we can see here that we have quick toggles here, and we have your time here. You can go into quick settings, you have all your, of course, notifications. You can expand them by 2 finger swipes. You can do like most Android phones, and then you can go in here more and see even more toggles. You can even click on edit, which will bring up even more ones. You can move around from here to there and do whatever you like. So there's a lot of options to customize the shortcuts how you want them. And then if you go into settings, I think I locked the rotation there, yeah. Let's go there. So if you go into settings, you see the settings apps looks like this. You have your most recent apps here. And you go into about device. I'm going to show you what version of Android it's running. It's actually running the latest one available right now, Android 6.0.1, which is great. However, with Samsung phones, they're really slow on updates, so it's probably going to take a lot of months before we get Android N on this phone. Even though I would say I'm 90% sure it will come, it's just going to take some time, which is the downside with Samsung phones. Okay, so now let's go into the camera app really quickly. This camera app is pretty straightforward. It's basically what you normally would see from Samsung, and it's easy to understand. You get your shutter button here, of course, you get your video button there, you can start recording, and this supports 4K video with video stabilization, so that's really good. And you can pause that, and then we can go to all different kind of shortcuts here, HDR, auto, and all that, and you can go for screen, for resolution of the picture, and here you can see what resolutions are available. And it's 4x3, it's 12 megapixel maximum, and 6x9, it's 9.1. For me, this is not an issue since I'm always been using 4x3 my whole life while taking photos, but for some people that might be used to 6x9 from, for example, the Galaxy S6, might be a little bit disappointed on that resolution. But that's how it is. And if you go to this little settings menu here, you get greeted with this, which basically is more of a video area for settings. Here you can see all the different resolutions you can pick for video. You can also do some slow motion video, you can do grid lines, there's even extra settings there. And up here you can also go into your modes, and here you have your pro mode, your different modes that so you can tweak your photographies or your photos, I mean, the way you like, which is cool. So what's great with the camera as well, but except having a fast shutter speed, just look at that, and I can do this super fast burst mode. Just see how it's counting pictures there, just crazy. See, I can do even up to 100 pictures. Just see how fast that is capturing. So I get to 100, and I want to open it in gallery. I'll get it as this. It'll pick up what it seems like the best photo. Then I can click here. I can just look at all of them like this, and then I can just delete them, all the 100 at the same time. And another thing that's really cool is the autofocus speed. So what they did with this camera is they put what they call dual pixel autofocus technology, and what that means is that it uses all of the pictures to focus, where other cameras and in cell phones uses just a few of them. This uses all of them, which turns into crazy fast autofocus, which is used in professional DSLR cameras. So just to demonstrate this quickly, I put my finger here, do this. If you look down here, I put my hand here, back, there, 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 there. So that is really cool. And now I'm gonna put on some sample pictures for you here to look at. And you can judge the camera for yourself, but to summarize the whole camera experience up, it's very fast and the pictures are beautiful even in low light. So enjoy these pictures. And I'm also gonna throw in some 4K video so you can hear the mic of the phone as well. So enjoy. I'm just gonna walk around a little bit. It's just me hand walking, so you can see how it's handling. Video stabilization, it's pretty good actually. So let's test out the autofocus here really quick. If I zoom out there, if I go in here, boom, the focus is really quick. If I go back there, and let's see if I can go in here, then boom, in there it's focused. Go back there, focused, focus, focus. You can see it's really fast, and this is also a test for the actual microphones, and they are pretty good. And as you can see, the quality is pretty stunning on this little camera, as it's very, very sharp and good colors. And now just let's do a test where there's not as much light and see how the camera does. So as you see here, it turns pretty dark, but still it looks reasonable. Let's just continue here. You can still see the video stabilization. And okay, here we got a really dark room, and you can see, of course, you see some noise, but it's actually a lot brighter from the camera than what I can see with my own eyes right here. So I am really impressed by this camera. Here it's very, very dark. You can see you can still see some of the details, which is pretty cool, because it's really, really dark here. And you can see here, well, here it turns completely dark, but overall it's a really, really good. You can see some autofocus again. Bam, bam. Even in pretty low light here, the autofocus is fast. Alright, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed those picture samples and video samples, and as you can see, the camera is really, really good. So another thing you guys probably are wondering about, how is the battery? Well, Samsung managed to pack a 3600 mAh battery in the Edge variant and a 3000 one in the regular S7, and that is pretty impressive, considering that this is still a really thin phone, even though they increased the thickness a couple of millimeters to, I think they did 0.2 millimeters or something, just to accomplish that larger battery. So that's definitely fine by me, and the battery life has been great so far. Well, as you can see here right now, it's been almost fully charged, so I have 75% left. So, but if you look up here, this is one day that I been playing with it, and I got, as you can see, about 6 hours of screen on time there, which is really good. And here you have another day, about 5.5, and you can see it ranged a little bit between, I would say, 6 to 5 hours screen on time. 6 hours pretty light usage, but 5 hours medium usage and heavy usage, so you get about 4 hours, and that's the best battery life I had on any Android phone before. So I am really happy, and the battery always has been lasting. For this week I've been having the phone, it's always been lasting at least from like 7 AM to 8 PM, so that is really cool. And well, you can talk a little bit about this. This is the always on display feature that Samsung has built into this phone. And what that is, it's kind of obvious from the name, always on display. The display will always be on if you turn the feature on. And this basically shows the clock, the date, and the battery percentage. And you can also show some notifications if you have, for example, missed calls and so forth. And this is a feature Samsung is pushing for, and since this is an AMOLED screen, it means that there's no backlight. Each individual pixel has its own light, which means that it will light up itself and not the whole screen. So what you actually see here is that this black is true black. The screen is shut off completely except for the always on display. So these pixels are the only ones that are used right now. And what this does is that it almost consumes no battery life. Samsung is claiming less than 1% per hour. And I've been having the always display always on feature on for those battery days. When I took the screenshots of the battery for the whole days, that screen always on feature was turned on all day. So even with it turned on, you can see I still get great battery life. So I don't mind using it at all, since it's really useful just to have a glance at your phone and always know the time. So what's my verdict on overall performance? Well, as you can see, just as I've been scrolling through the interface, nothing is really lagging. The only thing is, well, this flipboard breathing thing sometimes seems to have hiccup. But other than that, everything has been really smooth. Opening apps are really fast, just scrolling through stuff, going into the web browser and just doing a bunch of different stuff. That's just awesome, and that's just quickly. So nothing really slows this phone down. I have the couple of hiccups that's typical for TouchWiz, like some stutter when pulling down the notification sometimes and stuff like that, but that's just small hiccups that haven't really destroyed the overall experience for me. I still think this is a really good phone. So my whole verdict on this little beauty is it's a really good one. But before I tell you my full verdict, I'm gonna show you this edge display. You can see here, if I hold the phone like this, you can see that the display goes down. You can see this almost water-like effect there. And that's one of the features with the Galaxy S7 Edge. And what this does is that you get a couple of features for this edge, and they call, so if you swipe, you see this little band here, you swipe on this and you get this up. Oh, you get this. So you first of all have your apps edge, which is basically just a shortcut for apps. You have your task edge, which is, like it says, it's tasks for certain apps. Like you click here, you can create a calendar app directly instead of having to go in to that app and then click on new event. You can go straight from here, and same for example composing a message. So that is really useful. And then you have a lot of different other stuff like people edge. You can pick up the 5 contacts that it's basically shortcuts for them, and then you have some Yahoo News, you have some quick tools, and this one is pretty cool. I think you can have in the quick tools, you can go to ruler. What you basically have now is a ruler, so you can see how it goes down on the edge here actually, and it looks pretty cool, and it's actually pretty useful. You can see, you can do my finger here, see how long that is, and just a bunch of other stuff, and that I've actually been using a couple of times. So it's pretty cool. There's some useful stuff with this edge feature, and you can see I have my data usage as well, I can see here, and just little stuff like that, RAM status. It's okay. I sort of like it because you can access this from any app. Let's say I go into Netflix, I can just access here. Now I'm in here again, so I can do it from any app. So it's a very good shortcut menu. And then just to mention, I can mention little quick. Here is how the recent app screen looks like. Nothing weird, just straightforward. See how fluent that is. It's a really fast phone. Just go back and forth like this, so no problems at all with that. And you see how quickly I can open one. Let's go back to Netflix. Let's see, I can go back to Google Play Store. It's already there. Let's get going back to settings. It's there. You see, it's really fluent and fast, so I really like it, and that's really great. So the edge screen is mainly, I don't think it's that useful. I mainly bought it for aesthetics because this just looks so damn cool, and just by feeling the curved glass with your thumb like this, it just feels really great. I know it might sound weird, it might be just an unnecessary luxury to pay $100 extra for, but in my opinion I just think it's so cool. And you don't only get that edge, the screen is larger and you get that bigger battery compared to the regular S7, so I still think it's worth going for the edge if you like larger handsets. And I think 5.5 inch is the perfect size. It's in between, it's a perfect size for a phone in my opinion, so that's what I really like about it. So let's do my final verdict here. Well, what can I say about this phone? This whole package is really awesome. You have your great camera, you have a great nice beautiful build with metal all around and 2 glass panels. You have this curved screen that looks like nothing before. It really looks like something from the future. The colors of the screen almost seems to pop, and it's just really great. So would I recommend this phone? Yes. To who would I recommend this? Well, I would actually recommend it to anyone, even someone that's having an iPhone right now and considering switching. I would say that Samsung and Android and TouchWiz have gone so far now that anyone can use it. It's not too complicated anymore. It just looks beautiful, everything runs great. And another bonus which is really awesome that I'm gonna test out in another video, so subscribe for that, is the water resistance. You can have this beautiful phone in 1.5 meters, which is about 5 feet, for 30 minutes in water, and that is just awesome. Even though it has no flaps or anything around, it's still waterproof. So Samsung actually sealed it from inside, and with what you can see here, it's like rubber all over the ports, and it prevents water from coming in. So that is really awesome. So that basically sums up my review of the Galaxy S7 Edge. It's a beautiful, beautiful phone. It has such great performance, and I would definitely recommend anyone looking for a new phone to buy this. This is definitely the Android flagship, or the flagship of smartphones this year to beat. And I'm excited what Apple throws on Samsung to try to compete with this powerhouse and beauty. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is William signing out, and I hope you can subscribe and give me a like, since this is actually my first video and I really liked doing this one, so I hope I can continue doing this because I have a lot more accessories and stuff for this one coming in and other reviews. So please subscribe to my channel, and that would help me out a lot, and like this video. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. I've probably been talking way too long, but thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.